Hammaga assalomu alaykum. Ismim Jahongir, Azbendan sohibi sizlar bilan bugun Prime Individual kursimdagi bolalarning tasdiqlarini tekshirib chiqamiz. Bu tasdiqlarni oldin bilan yozmagan, oldin practice qilmagan, ko'pisi ayrimlarida o'sha experience, tajriba bor. Tasdiqlarni tekshirib chiqamiz. Bularni bolalarimiz analiz qilishdan oldin, ya'ni tasdiqlarni analiz qilish, tasdiqlarni yozishni o'rganishdan oldin yozgan. Так что bu very raw, katta ehtimollik bilan juda ko'p fundamental xatolar bo'ladi. Chunki men o'zim o'rgatish yo'lim, texnikam, strategiyam bor va shu strategiya bilan yozmagan bo'lishi mumkin. So, let's go. Feedback for Prime 2 begins now. Хорошо. Har bitta paragrafda iloji boricha bittadan maksimum ikkitadan xatoni highlight qilib chiqaman. Tamom. Undan ko'pisi meni fikrimcha it's going to be too much. So, let's go. Dilshodbek, task 1, homework 1. The line graph shows the percentage of female who are member. Birinchidan the percentage of female emas, it's better to say women. Shunisi bizda xato ketyapti bu yerda. Member emas, it's members of parliament. Chunki bizda juda ko'p ayollarni foizini bergan. Qanaqa grafik bo'lishidan qat'iy nazar. Ya'ni agar sizlarga grafikni o'zi qiziq bo'layotgan bo'lsa, men sizlarga grafikni ko'rsataman. Birinchi tekshiradigan grafikimiz mana bu. Mana shu birinchi grafik. This is the second one that we're going to check. Bolalar mana bunga va mana bunga yozgan va e'tibor bergan bo'lsangizlar, the female members degan. So, let's go. Tushunizlar, female xato, members xato. Shuni to'g'rilab qo'yish kerak. That's overall the proportion of female members had risen in all the given countries: Germany, Italy, France, UK, and Belgium. Interestingly, while female members proportion, qaranglar, while the proportion of female members bo'lishi kerak aslida. So there is one more mistake. The proportion of female members rose by 15%. Qaranglar, yana bitta xato, juda keng tarqalgan xato. Bizda overview qismida hech qachon specific number, specific nimalar eslatilmasligi kerak. So this is actually kind of a big mistake. Shuning uchun bu narsani aytib o'tamiz. Let's make a comment here. Hamma eslab qolishi uchun tak, new comment. Bizda qanaqa comment bo'lyapti? Buni kichikroq qilaylik. Qulay bo'lishi uchun the comment is overview. Okay, never write specific numbers. Lekin yillar yozish mumkin. It's okay. Years are okay. Not okay. 15%, 10,000. No, don't. Focusing on Germany and France, the figure for both countries increased consistently. Figure for the former rose just below 35. Okay, rose by. Yana bitta bizda xato bor. You can't really say rose. You should say rose by. Shuning uchun mana qilaylik buni. Opa. Rose by. That's a mistake. That's like a very, very noticeable mistake. So shunda bizda commentni qo'shamiz. Rose by 15%. Bu nimani anglatadi? Bu misol uchun 20 dan 35 ga o'sgan bo'lsa, we'll say rose by 15%. While female members proportion increased, again, not female members proportion, but the proportion of female members. However, the figure for Belgium showed slight increase in the first part of the period, rising from around 15 to just below 25. It decreased again. Хорошо. Ладно, in the final year. As for the countries with huge growth, not grow, but growth, juda ko'p xato bu. So, this is one. This one is growth in the number of female workers in the parliament. The figure for Belgium. The figure for the the figure for Belgium started from around 5. It reached Belgium final position in the final. Yes, still the percentage of women were at around above 20. We're at around above. Ham around, ham above. It's a lot of mistakes. You just pick one, around or above 25%. Ikkinchi juda katta xato bu tasqvanimizda, bu juda qo'pol xato. To'g'risini aytaman sizlarga. Xato emas, kamchilik deylik. bu kamchilik bizda vocabulary va vocabulary qismida bu kishi fractionslarni ishlatmaganlar. Fractionslar ishlatish kerak, foiz bo'lsa. Misol uchun 35% bizda nima bo'ladi? 1/3. Misol uchun. Dalish yana qanaqa bizda vocabulary bo'lishi mumkin. Bu kishida 40% members are women. Shuni biz nima deyishimiz mumkin? 4 out of 10. Yes, 4 out of 10 parliamentarians were women. Marhamat, mana shunaqa strukturdan foydalanib ancha yaxshiroq tasdiqlanish yo'sa bo'lar edi. Umumiy holda masalan, o'z taxminiy bahoni beraman. Like honestly, I'm not 100% sure about the scores they give, but it's around like 6 hammasidan. So not gonna lie. So 6, 6, 6, 6. Shunda overall ham 6. Keyingisiga ketamiz. Homework 2. The table gives information. Marhamat, table nomida ko'rishlaringiz mumkin. Mana shu table haqida bizga informatsiya berilgan. Table'ni ko'rib chiqamiz. So table gives information about languages with the number of people who know it. Sal specificroq berish kerak, chunki bizda aytganki it gives information about languages with whom, with one number of native speakers and ikkinchisi number of speakers as an additional language. Bizda ikkita turdagi nimalar bor, speakerlar o'shani eslatib qo'yish kerak edi introductionda. Shu sal muammo bizda. Dalch overall Mandarin Chinese language contain the most speakers. No, you can't use the word contain. It has contain absolutely to'g'ri kelmaydi. To'g'risini aytaman. Nima bo'ldi? Absolutely to'g'ri kelmaydi. Поэтому try not to use this word next time, please. So contain, no, has enough. While the reverse is true for Portuguese, notable emas, notably deyishingiz kerak, ladna, it's fine. Although English language is not native for most, but it's learned by majority initially. No. Urg'u sizga berilishi kerak bo'lgan. Siz bitta narsaga urg'u berishingiz kerak edi va bu ingliz tilida aytib o'rgangan bo'lsangiz, lekin table'ni ko'rayotgan bo'lsa, bizda ingliz tilida non-native speakerlar native speakerlardan 1-2 barobar deyarli ko'proq. Shuni eslatishimiz kerak edi. Not just that they have a lot of non-native speakers, but they have way more native speakers than any other language here. As for the most common languages, the leading language is Mandarin Chinese language. Language. Now, as for the common languages, the leading language is Mandarin Chinese. So, okay, Milan, why do you use the word around? Around kerak emas sizga. Chunki sizga aniq sonlar berilgan. Bu yerda aniq sonlar bor, bu yerda around so'zda kerak emas. While the majority of whom are native. However, although English language is the second common language, is the second most common language with this million what? 942 million bananas? 942 million dollars? 942 million tomatoes, potatoes? Nima haqida gapiryapsiz? It has only native speakers. Хорошо. Hindi and Spanish languages are also popular. Man, you missing so many words. Hindi and Spanish languages are also popular. Come on. The difference between both are 20 million by their native speakers, 370 and 3 most in million respectively, but in overall speaker. Now, you don't use the word overall, you use the word total. This one is wrong, but the total numbers, but in total number of speakers, ladna, ancha khato ketgan. Last but not least, the least common countries, Arabic and Portuguese, consist slightly more. No, don't use the word contain or consist. They have slightly more than 200 million. Arabic was the same. Like I can't really say anything. Misal qilgan narsangiz bu yerda o'sha overview qismida siz English bilan Chinese ni compare qilib qo'yishingiz kerak edi. So they both have close to a billion. Ikkalasida significantly more speakers bor. What? Bu yerda specific number islatmagan ekansiz. Okay. Overall, probably 6. Хорошо. Birinchisi AI generated. I think no, none of them are AI generated. Ikkalasini ham o'zlari qo'llari yozganlar, chunki xatolar bor. endi Hamrozbek akani tekshiramiz. Faqat Hamrozbek akada bizda bitta kamchilik bor, u kishi daftarda yozgan, lekin daftarda yozib bo'lganlaridan keyin AI orqali menga type qildirdilar. Ya'ni bu AI to'g'riladimi, xatoni yo'q bilmayman. The graph shows the yearly income of three different bakeries located in London between 2000 and 2010. Overall, Robbie's bakery increased dramatically and became the highest by 2010. While Lovely Love's earnings fell sharply, Bernie's bonds on the other hand remained quite stable with only slight growth. No, xatolar minimalniy. Moment aytgan, Robbie's bakery increased dramatically and became the highest. The highest what? The highest what? The highest basketball player, the highest football player, the highest earner probably. In 2000, Lovely Love's earned a bit higher than 80,000, making it the most. Earning fell sharply, Bernie Branson and the had remained quite stable with only slight growth. Okay, in 2000, Lovely Love's earned a bit higher than 80,000, making it the most profitable bakery at that time. However, its income was unstable and declined over the years. By 2010, its earnings reached 10,000. In contrast, Bernie Branson stated started with the lowest figure, exactly 20,000, showed a slow but steady rise, ending at about 62. No, yagona bizda xato, sizga maslahatim bu adjectiveslardan va adverbslardan foydalanish. Ya'ni tam rose significantly, decrease considerably, tam sizda bor ayrim qismlarda, but I would love you to use them more. Misol uchun a bit higher than 80,000, it was slightly higher. Yes, or just over 80,000. Bundan yaxshiroq strukturada bu. Robbie's bakery began with a stable income of approximately less than ham less than ishlatyapsiz. This is weird, man. Don't do that, please. What? After that, there was a rapid increase. It's a very short sentence. By 2010, Robbie's bakery had reached its peak at around 100,000 pounds, becoming the leading bakery in terms of annual earnings. Overall, great. I'll give it like solid 6. Bu yani 6 plus. Juda yaxshi yozilgan. Agar ma aytgan o'zgarishlarni kirgizsangiz, this one is going to look just amazing bo'ladi. Bu kishi afsuski Hamrozbek aka bizda men bunga yozishlar kerak edi tasqani, lekin boshqa nima line graphga yozibdilar. No, overall 6. Good job. The second work, what? Bizni mavzumiz. The table gives information about 6 languages and how many people speak them as their first language and additional language. Amazing introduction. Hech narsa ortiqcha yo'q. In general, Mandarin Chinese has the biggest number of speakers, while Portuguese has the smallest. English is also very popular because many people use it as a second language. Good, not bad, good, not bad. Lekin biz e'tiborimizni qaratishimiz kerak bo'lgan narsa bu birinchidan tableni agar nima qilayotgan bo'lsangiz, ko'rib chiqayotgan bo'lsangiz, bitta narsaga e'tibor bering, iltimos. Iloji boricha tableda whatever kind of information we have, biza izlashimiz kerak bo'lgan narsa bu o'xshashlik yoki katta farqlar. Va e'tibor bergan bo'lsangizlar, bironta tilda yes. What's this? Bironta tilda bizda tenglik yo'q. Ya'ni number of native and additional language speakers hech qachon match qilmaydi. Mana shuni highlight qilib qo'yish kerak overview qismida, что birontasida teng kelmagan. Birinchidan, ikkinchidan deyarli hammasida native ko'proq. Uchinchisi Chinese orasida eng ko'p speakerlarga ega English bilan birgalikda, lekin Chinese da significantly more native speakers. English yagona where the non-native speakers outnumber the natives. Juda chiroyli informatsiya sizga berib chiqdim bitta. Shu sal xatoroq bo'lib chiqqan, sizdan shuni to'g'rilab qo'yishingiz kerak. Mandarin Chinese has 900 million native speakers and 190 million who speak it as an extra language. So it has the highest total of bu AI generated emas aytgancha. In general, Mandarin Chinese has 900 million native speakers and 190 million who speak it as an extra language. So it has the highest total. English has, but second languages are about 6. Again, there is a problem. Biza 10 times as many, ya'ni 10 barobar ko'proq degan yoki 2 barobar ko'proq strukturani ishlatishga harakat qilishimiz kerak. Haqiqatan vocabulary, lug'at kuchli ekanligini ko'rsatish uchun agar bu narsadan foydalanmasangiz, короче, use qilmasangiz, you going to suffer brother. Вот, sizga pastroq ball qo'yish mumkin. Shuning uchun 190 dan bizda 1 milliard 90 gacha how many, like 8, 7, misol uchun yo'q, даже 5. Misol uchun 5 times bizda 190 millionta nima bor, non native speaker, native speakerlar 5 barobar ko'proq, deyarli 5 barobar ko'proq. Даже 5 barobardan just over 5 times as many. Вот, yoki 603 bilan 339 orasida deyarli 2 barobar farq bor. Deyarli 2 barobar. Albatta, pram 2 barobar demaysiz. Shunisi muammo. Hindi and Spanish have similar numbers between 350 and 370 million native speakers, and their totals are close to 400 million 500. Qaranglar, bu yerda bu tableda total bizga kerak emas. Bu totallarni biz faqat overviewda eslatishimiz kerak. Qolganida bizga total вообще kerak emas. Like, don't even mention it. Arabic and Portuguese are the least spoken among them. Both have 200 million speakers in total. To'g'ri yozgansiz, to'g'ri. Tak on the paper and then send it out. I understand it. So not AI generated, absolutely amazing. 6 plus. Siz agar harakat qilsangiz va tepada berilgan maslahatlar bo'yicha siz ham harakat qiling. Ya'ni van tepada nimaga bergan maslahatlarni, Dilshodga bergan maslahatlarni inobatga oling. Shuni ham siz amalga oshirsangiz, ular beshtani maslahatlar, really good fractions bo'yicha 1 out of 10 shunaqa narsani ishlating. Darsi Dilnoza. So this line graph gives information. Don't say this line graph, the line graph bo'lish kerak aslida. The line graph. Information about the percentage of female members of parliament in European countries. Okay. During 2000, between 2000 and 2012. Overall, all 5 countries experienced an increase of percent of women. No, they all experienced an increase in the percentage of women in their parliaments. Parliament kichik harf bilan yozilishi kerak, you don't need to capitalize it. But Germany and Italy are the highest in these countries. No, overview qismida juda qiziqarli narsani o'tkazib qo'ydi. Afsuski, bu yerda bizga kerakli, muhim, foydali informatsiya juda ko'p edi. Men alohida sizlarga video yozib beraman. Chunki e'tibor bersangizlar, birinchidan bizga general trend topishimiz kerak, something interesting. No, I'll explain it in a different video. Tak. In details, in 2002, Germany was the most proportion of females. Not was, but it had the highest proportion, of the biggest proportion of females in parliament, with around 33% qolib ketgan. But in 2012, it was the second place after Italy. Not it was, it ranked second. It ranked second after Italy. In 2000, in 1990, in 2000, Italy was 27 women workers. No, it had to. Why do you forget percentage signs? You need percentages here, sister. It's not exactly 33 and exactly 27. Islab qolinglar. Nimani ishlatyapsizlarmi? Line graphni about, around, approximately, roughly degan so'zni ishlatishingiz shart. Not. In Italy was 27. No, it had 27 women parliamentarians. Then in 2000 it was first place with 48%. Again, you guys keep like using the same words again and again. Qayta bir xil so'zni ishlatasizlar. 40% o'rniga misol uchun 40% nima degani? 10 tadan 4 tasi degani. So you can say 4 out of 10 women. It means 40% of women. Shu tepada Dilshodga bergan maslahatlarimda sizga ham tegishli. Again, in 2000 virgul yo'q. The percentage of female members of parliament in France was in 25. No, it was 25%. Around 25%, but in 2012 it raised to around 32%. In summary, in 2000 Germany was the highest percentage. Why are you writing this, sister? Okay, chunki sizda overall bor, iltimos conclusion summary yozmanglar. Shu narsani bu yerda yozing. Why do you need to write it here? Okay, so I'd say probably 5 for this, chunki overviewni xato yozgansiz va ikkita keraksiz qismlarga bo'lib chiqdi. So coherence, cohesion, maybe 6, maybe lexical resource xato qilganlar uchun 5, grammatical range and accuracy around 6. Again, man, examiner emasman, sizga taxminiy baholarni beraman. Overall it's 5.5. Ikkinchisini qaraylik qani. The table shows 6 languages in terms of native speakers, additional language speakers, and total number of speakers. Oh, okay, that's true. Overall, although why do you capitalize it? Although English language has much more speakers than other languages, Mandarin Chinese language shows the highest number of native speakers and total number of speakers. Again, you're missing out on a lot of useful information. Iltimos oldingi, orqaga qaytarasiz lazım. Oldingi tasqani tekshirganimda men buni breakdown qilib berdimda, sal breakdown qilib berdim shu equal emasligini. Shuni eshitib bo'lganingizdan keyin ishonishdik, hozir orqaga qaytarib bitta eshitdik. Overview juda shallow chiqqan, juda kam informatsiya. Mandarin Chinese language has place for native speakers and total speakers. Nima? What do you mean has place? Do you mean first place? Probably missed the word. Although English has fewer speakers than Mandarin Chinese with this, in total speakers it has more additional speakers with 600 million ones. With 603 million. Yetadi. Oh, sister, there are lots of mistakes. Hindi and Spanish has almost the same number of speakers with native and total speakers, but for additional language, Spanish has much less speakers. Much less b'mayda has significantly fewer, less bu uncountable so'zlarga ishlatamiz. Bizda speakerlar soni hisob bo'lib beradi. So significantly fewer speakers than Hindi. Arabic and Portuguese are also in the same situation. What you mean? Like you can write similarly. Portuguese and Arabic have around the same number of native speakers, and they also have a significantly lower number of non-native speakers. But also in the same time, native and total speakers are almost the same number. No, you write the number. You don't say they have the same number of speakers. No, they have the same number of speakers. Arabic has around 200, Portuguese has around, I don't know, 2 billion. Yozish kerak. Sister, no. Again, summary. Why? Sister, the same scores. I'm giving you the same scores and it's not AI generated. I like it. Thank you. Dinara, bitta narsaga rahmat demay, AI generate qilmaganingiz uchun. Hamrozbek aka, rебята, like really thank you. Hozirgi holatda bizda o'zi bilasizlar, bolalar ko'chirib yozishadi. Kurs uchun 10 million to'lasa ham farqi yo'q bularga. Nima qilaveradi bolalar? AI dan foydalanib yozdirtiradi. Hozir ko'rasizlar, o'zi chiqadi. Dinara debman, ayta Dilnoza оказывается. Dilnoza, I'm sorry sister. I said Dinara, it's Dilnoza. Dilnoza. What is stupid? Ладно, uzr so'rayman. Endi Dinaraga o'tamiz. Dinara, the proportion of women members parliament in the European countries where is the graph shows? Qayerdan bu ma'lumot kelib turibdi-yu, aytish kerak. The line graph shows the proportion of women members. No, it's female members. Women cannot be an adjective, unfortunately, here at least. Women members in parliament in 6 European countries. Not in, but between. It's between. Overall, it's evident that. It's evident that kim yozmasin, chunki 99% shu narsa yozadi. It's evident that o'rniga prosta. I don't know, but don't write this, please. Overall, it's evident that only Belgium experienced decline, while the rest of the other four countries, or while the remaining 4 countries increased their female membership in parliament. Too shallow, sister, too shallow. I'm going to explain it right now. General trend o'sish bo'lgan. Umumiy holda 2000 va 2012-yil 2005 yozgansiz. Dinara. Dinara. Boshi bilan oxirida taqqoslaymiz. O'sganmi? Ha. qizil o'sdi, sariq o'sdi, fioletovoy o'sdi, yashil o'sdi, ko'k o'sdi. Like everybody increased. Hammasi increase qilgan. Endi keyingi o'tayotgan masalamiz bu I forgot English desam. Sister, I don't know. Esladim. Miyam sal o'chib qoldi. Hammasida o'sgan. Ikkinchisi bu Belgium e'tibor bergan bo'lsangiz, Mametgacha o'sib keyin tushgan, lekin bironta grafik bu yerda, bironta davlatda tushish bo'lmagan. E'tibor bering, qizil non-stop grows, sariq non-stop, fioletovoy non-stop, ko'k non-stop, faqatgina yashil tushgan. Bu birinchi bizda something interesting. Qarang. Overviewda 3 ta narsani eslatasizda bu yerda. General trend, bu holatda general trend o'sish bo'lgan. Ikkinchisi something interesting nima bu yerda Belgium bularning orasida yagona bir tushgan nima trend, bo'lib boshqasi tushmagan bizda. Oxirgisi va qiziqi bu UK nima uchun bizga qiziq? Chunki hammasining orasida eng ko'p o'zgarish, eng ko'p o'sish bu UK ko'rgan, boshini o'tkazgan. So you gotta mention it in your overview paragraph, but you didn't. It's pity. Additionally, the lowest percentage was in the UK. To begin with, the percentage of women in parliament in Germany was below 35%, while in truth it was 27%. It wasn't 27, it was around 27. You can't say just 27%. Yet in Italy, 2008, Italy, yet in 2000, in Italy, Germany and France got almost same increase of 30%. No, God. What? Increase of 30%, 30% ga oshdi degani, agar bu 25 dan boshlangan bo'lsa, 55 ga to'xtashi kerak. That means an increase of 50%. No, don't write it. In contrast, the katta xato qilasiz hozir. In contrast, portion size, ovqatga nisbatan. The elevation parliament in Italy rose dramatically 38 in 2012. Okay. Additionally, the lowest percentage was in the UK in 2000, approximately 3%. Controversial again, ibora yo'q. In Belgium, it's conversely, sister, conversely. Moreover, both Belgium and UK underwent slight increase in 2004, the former 8% and the latter 22%. Qayerga o'sganligini eslating-da. 0 dan 8 gacha va 2 dan 24 gacha, 22% ga o'sgan bo'lsa, например. But the UK reached its highest point in 2012, while in Belgium there was a declining portion of women. And no, sister, I don't like it. Too many mistakes. Task achievement pastroq, overview kam yozilganligi uchun, coherence, cohesion 6, 6. Agar siz yana vocabulary o'rganmoqchi bo'lsangiz, shunday videoni orqaga qaytaringda, men nimaga birinchi tasqan va ikkinchi tasqanga juda yaxshi nimalar berganman. Birinchi kandidat bilan ikkinchi kandidatga yaxshi maslahatlar berganman. O'shandan foydalaning, please. Overall, this is overall 5.5. Дальше. Хорошо. The table provides data about language with the majority of native speakers. Not with the majority, but just with native speakers. Yeah, majority total came in. No. Just doesn't fit the context. The table provides data about languages with the highest number of native speakers, maybe the biggest number. Maybe. Overall, the most noticeable feature is that the largest part of native speakers is in Mandarin, Chinese, while Portuguese is the lowest. Overview slabo chiqqan. Tepaga videoni orqaga qaytarib, birinchi ikkita tasqonga bergan maslahatimni ko'ring. Birinchi 3 ta tasqonga. Now this is wrong, sister. Aytgancha sizniki AI generated emas. I like it. Thank you. Overviews juda shallow, juda kam. Firstly, quantity of native speakers. No, don't say quantity to mean the number of people. Odamlarga nisbatan buni ishlatmaymiz biz, the number of people deyish ma'nosida. No, please don't. While the speakers as an additional language is nearly 5 times lower. Secondly, there is noticeable difference between number of speakers in Hindi and Spanish. The former language shows 370, the latter is 350. Here's the total number of speakers, both especially similar. No, don't say just it's similar, just write how many they have. How many using the iltmos. it's bigger, it's smaller. No, ana 5 times lower degan siz va qavusda yozing 190 million. Furthermore, the proportion of speakers who consider English as an extra is twice as many as its native speakers. Qanchaligini yozing 300 and 600 million. You're not writing the numbers. In a similar way, there is considerable difference between native speakers and as an additional language. In Arabic, native speakers quantity is 206 million, while as an extra language it represents 24 million. Moreover, a minority of speakers as an additional is in Arabic, which is 10 million. No, moreover, an insignificant number of people learn Arabic as an additional language. What? An insignificant number of 10 million. I mean, it's fine, honestly. I don't like this. I'm gonna work on this. So it's again overall 5.5. Lobar, Tasquan, the line graph gives information about women participants of parliament in European nations between 2000 and 2012. Okay, it's about women participants. It's about the participation or like women involvement in the parliament of 6 European nations between 2000 and 2012. Okay, overall it's clear that Germany will represent the majority percentage among other countries. Not represent but show. Not the majority but significantly higher percentages among the other countries. Whereas you can Belgium, the minority share. It's also worth mentioning the difference between the highest and lowest noticeable percentage. Looking at the details, by 2000, Germany started nearly 35% and went consistently with slight increase. Italy started with 26%, 2004 and 2008, negligible growth by 2000. What? You're missing words, sister, and it's like a very long sentence. Nimaga bitta sentence tamas yozilgan. Lobar. Virgul qo'yganmisiz yoki nimani o'rniga? Nuqtani. Germany started at nearly 35%, went consistently with slight increase. It grew consistently. It just grew consistently. Tamam. Italy started at 26%. Not qaranglar, 100% bilmaysizlar, necha foiz ekanligini. O'sha around, about, approximately or roughly degan so'zni ishlatinglar. Italy started at around 26%, and in 2008 it saw negligible growth. By 2012 presented the highest percentage. France experienced modest growth. Belgium started at 17%, fluctuated in the middle, and then dropped to 23%. As for the UK, it started at 4%. Iltimos, foiz qilib yozib beringlar. 4% da, aytam. Son yozyapsizlar, misol uchun 55% va foiz belgisini yozing. Not. This one is not great. Ancha ishlashimiz kerak. Now so the table shows data about languages widely spoken by the biggest population. Paraphrase it's the table shows data about the most commonly spoken languages. Overall, it's clear that Mandarin Chinese made up the largest number of speakers, while Portuguese account for the lowest share. It's also worth mentioning that the difference between the biggest and smallest figures was significant. Boshida birinchi ikkita tekshirgan tasqanimni iltimos ko'rib chiqing, u yerda mana yaxshiroq tushuntirib berganman. Overallda aslida nima yozish mumkin aynan shu tableda. Iltimos. Looking at the details, Mandarin Chinese leads to the highest level of speaker among all languages with 190. English took second place with 942 million total number of speakers, while Hindi and Spanish followed with level degan so'zni, degree degan so'zni unuting. Qaranglar. level, degree, indicator, index so'zlarni umuman ishlatmang tasqonga. Sababini so'rasangizlar, iltimos so'ramanglar, please. Don't ask, just don't do it. Tamom. Aytganimni qiling. I usually explain why, but just don't do it. Next Arabic speakers, the one before last was 20. Juda chalkashtirib yozgansiz, sister. Take it, ask ChatGPT to paraphrase it. ChatGPTdan chiqqan narsalarni o'zingizni tasdiqlaringizni taqqoslang. Yangi narsalarni, yangi so'zlarni, iboralarni yozing. But this one, no, I don't like it. I don't like it, sister. I don't like it. This one is like 5 overall. Marhaba. Okay, marhaba. The table compares the number of native speakers in six different most commonly spoken languages. Overall, Mandarin Chinese has the greatest total number of speakers, while Arabic and Portuguese have the lowest. While then oldimizda virgul bo'lish kerak, sister. You forgot the virgul. Not enough information highlight qilib qo'ydingiz. Iltimos birinchi ikkita xato qilmasam tasdiqlan table'ni tekshirganim nima qilib oling. Tekshirib ko'rib chiqing videoni orqaga qaytarib, please. To begin with, Mandarin Chinese has the highest number of native speakers among all the other 6 languages. Okay, it has 900 million speakers, which is more in comparison with its non-native speakers. It's worth noting that English is widely spoken among non-native speakers. It's much higher than native speakers, who comprise only 339 million. Boshida aytganman, boshida yaxshi maslahatlar berganman, shulardan foydalaning. Videoni boshida ko'rib chiqing, iltimos. Regarding Hindi and Spanish languages, they have almost the same number of native speakers, with difference of 20 million, 50 million additional language user, respectively. Moreover, Arabic and Portuguese have similar number of native speakers, but difference can be observed in the number of speakers as an additional language: 24 million in former and 10 million in the latter language. It's fine. It's fine. Total number bizga kerak emas, to'g'risi. You didn't need to discuss it. Bizga total number boshidagi tasdiqlarni ko'ring. Men tushuntirganman nima uchun. No, bu oxirgi ikkita baytisiga like absolutely kerak emas. AI generated emas aytgancha, AI generated emas. Молодцы. Xursand qildi, to'g'risi. Chin dildan AI generate qilmaganlaringiz bu men uchun juda katta yutuq. So I'd say it's like 6 overall. In all aspects, I'd give it a 6. Good job. Overall 6. The graph shows the number of women in parliament in European countries during the years 2000 to 2012. It's not during the years 2, it's between the years 2000 and 2012. Overall, what stands out from the graph is that there were considerable upward trends in share of female parliamentarians in all 5 countries of Europe between. It's worth noting that female representation in Belgian parliament declined after a considerable rise, while the UK experienced a sharp rise from its lowest point. Good job. Again, yaxshi tushuntirib berganman. Oldingi qaysidir qizga feedback berganimdan shu narsani tushuntirib beradim. Overviewda bergan informatsiya qo'shsa bo'ladi. Turning to details as regards France, Italy, and Germany, the percentage of women members in parliament experienced a gradual rise of 25, 27, and about 34% respectively from 2000 to 2008. Qayerdan qayergacha o'sganini aytib qo'yaylik-da. It's not like just 25 gradual rise to 25, 27, 34% bo'lishi kerak menimcha. Afterwards, these 3 countries' parliamentarians continued to rise. These 3 countries' parliamentarians. No, it's not the parliamentarians larni soni oshmadi. It's the percentage of women continued to rise in these parliaments. Whereas Italy reached a peak with rate of nearly 40% at the end of the time. Again, boshida shunday feedbackni ko'ring, men zo'r vocabulary berganman. Birinchi Dilshodbekka berganman. Birinchi nimaga tasdiqlangan. Regarding the UK representatives who belong to women, regarding the UK representatives who are women from the start in 2000, consisted of only 2%. Now, women comprised to around 2% of the parliament. They made up 2% of the parliament. مناقدش ممكن. What? In spite of the fact that Belgian women representatives rate witnessed a sharp rise between 2000 and began to drop slightly to 23. No, it's fine. It's fine. I like it. I like it. 6 plus, lexical resources, 7 plus. I like it. Good job. So this one is 6 plus. It's very close to 6.5, but it's 6. Anissa, the line graph shows our percentage of female members of parliament in the European Union changed between 2000 and 2000. Amazing introduction. Overall, all the portions of, don't use the word portions, portion size, like for food, osh portion. Women, delegators, alligators. Not women are not delegators, women are alligators. All women are alligators. Sister, what is this word? Anissa, what are you using, sister? Sister, I don't know, in Samarkand maybe you write like this, but in Bukhara we don't write delegators. There is no word delegators, it's women parliamentarians. So parliament European have increased. Okay, the UK had around 5%, which I know again overview is juda shallow chicken. Overview juda shallow chicken. Shuna orqa qaytaring, videoni orqa qaytaring, ana shu rasmni ochgan joyimni bitta oching, siz bilan marhabo. Ana shu rasmni shuna orqa qaytaring videoni, ana shu rasmni ochgan joyimni bitta ko'rib chiqing, tushuntirganman overview qismida aslida nima yozish kerakligini. There was a lot of good advice, sister. The UK had around 5%, which was the lowest starting point of thousands, but it's obviously drawn that percentage. No, you can't say it's obviously drawn. It's obviously drawn that. Don't write it, just but the percentage has rose. Not has rose, it rose. Don't say has rose. It rose. What? Don't use the word wildly. Use significantly, substantially, considerably, enough. Or noticeably, until 2000, growing minimally in 2012. Additionally, Belgium has also demonstrated an interesting pattern. It was a bit more than 15%. It was just above 15%, like the sign percent, you know, like slash and 2 zeros. The percentage stabilized until 2008 and dropped a little in 2012. Furthermore, it illustrated the same graph line. It illustrated the same graph line in mass. The Italy, why do you use D before Italy? It's just Italy. Italy experienced the same pattern, the same trend, but with different numbers until 2008, around 25%. 25 and percentage sign. Bro, what are you doing, bro? And increased about 34. About 35 in 2008, then the percentage rose considerably in 2012. Okay, Germany and France haven't shown, didn't show, correct? And you can use have shown, it is present perfect tense. Have shown, have done, it's present perfect tense. Present perfect tense cannot be used when you have years. You can't say in 2012, I have grown up, or in 2020, I have visited Germany. No, it's past simple. In 2020, I visited Germany. In 2012, I don't know, I called Jahangir a cab. So, but good job. It's not AI generated. I like it. So overall, I would probably give it around 6. There are problems with vocabulary. I didn't like it, and problems with grammar. So it's overall 5.5. The table provides information on the language with the highest number of native speakers. Overall, Mandarin had the most number of native speakers, and the number of people who chose English as second language was the biggest between others. Just just scroll it back, the video, scroll it back, and watch the part where I open this. There is a part in this video where I open this and explain where you can write an overview. This is bad overview. Not great. It can be better. Mandarin Chinese had the considerably biggest. No, it had the biggest, or it had by far the biggest. No, Mandarin Chinese had the biggest number of native speakers, or Mandarin Chinese had by far the biggest number of native speakers. Then you don't need then. You're using superlative. You can't say I am the fastest than Anissa. Anisa. Samarkand. Yeah. Hindi, Spanish, and English had almost the same numbers of people who speak this language as the first language. No, not held, but just had. The letter of Arabic and Portuguese was slightly lower. In contrast, the number of speakers who speak English as initial language was the biggest, or the highest, which was 603. What? 603 tomatoes, 603 billion, it's million, 603 million. Moreover, table reveals an interesting trend. The numbers of speakers choosing other languages to learn declines from Mandarin Chinese to Portuguese. Except for English. No, don't write this. We don't need this. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, sister. In total, Mandarin Chinese and English had the highest number of speakers, followed by Hindi, Spanish, which were almost equal, while Arabic and Portuguese had the lowest figure. I don't know. Overview is still a problem. There are still vocabulary issues. You just gotta watch the video. Just watch the first, the short back feedback part. Just watch it. I explained a lot of it. 5, 5, 5, and 5. Abdul Malik. The diagram gives information about the proportion of women participants in different European countries' government during the years. Between the years 2000 and 2012. Bro. Overall, it's clear that the share of all countries experienced steady increase. Not share, it's percentage of women in all countries experienced steady increase. Virgul. Wild and Olden, virgul. The UK percentage was the most rise among 5 states. Now, while the UK percentage saw the biggest rise among the 5 countries, or among all the countries in question. Might can arsamda using among 5 states khata, juda katta khata. In more detail, no, in detail, in just detail, tamam. In detail, böyle. In detail, 3 countries. Figure was approximately respectively in the beginning of the period. Furthermore, in 2008, all proportion increased and reached about after that, the share of Italy surpassed the percentage of women in the Italian parliament surpassed that of Germany. And hit o'tgan zamonda hit yoziladi. Bu noto'g'ri fe'l. Hit the highest point among 5 countries in the end of the period. At the end of the period. Also, proportion of France and Germany went up and reached roughly 32, 37 respectively in 2012. The remaining 2 countries, which were Belgium and UK, figure jumped up. Don't use the word jump up. It just went up, increased, or rose. In the beginning, they were about 17 and 3. 3 what? 3 rabbits. 3 what? 3 cars, 17 Nexias, 3 Ravons, 3% belgisi. After that, share of female members of parliament UK substantially increased. Increased dan kein adverb. Yani fill dan kein adverb kesin. Reached roughly 32 and 37 respectively in 2012. The remaining 2 countries, which were Belgium and UK, figure jumped up. No, it increased. In the beginning, they were about 17 and 3 respectively. After that, share of female members of parliament in UK substantially increased substantially, reached furthermore percentage, 2 states percentage. The percentage of 2 countries, state is like town or city, began to converge and arrive at the same level at the end of the period. Abdul Malik xursand qildi, o'zi yozdi. Shunisiga xursandman, chunki ko'pchilik ChatGPTni ko'chiradi. Молодец. Mujik. 5.5. The table illustrates data about. Don't use the word illustrate. Gives information about. Tamam. Savol so'ramang, nima uchun shunday yozing? Tamam. The table gives information about, or shows information about. The table shows information about people who native speakers. No. The table shows information about the most commonly spoken languages. the six most commonly spoken languages. So overall, it's clear the Mandarin Chinese has the most number of native. İlk birinchi videoni ko'ring shu tip shu orqa qaytib Dilshod akani nimalarni ko'ring feedbacklarni in more in detail 900 million native speakers speak Mandarin Chinese language, and this is the highest among 6 languages, while Hindi, Spanish, whiledan oldin virgul. The languages has about 1/3 of Mandarin Chinese language, 370, 315, 339 million respectively. Good. Likewise, native speakers numbers of Arabic and particular languages are okay. However, the most people speaking in English as an additional language in 6 languages. Nima? Oltita tilda, ingliz tilida, ikkinchi tilda eng ko'p odam gapiradi. Yo'q, vash chalatib qo'ydi birinchi gapni. Слишком. Furthermore, Mandarin Chinese and Hindi have similar not similar, roughly. Bro, 190 million and 120 million thing emas, similar emasu. And people who speak Arabic as English are more for no. Just write how many Arabic speakers we have and how many Portuguese language speakers we have. Shuni yozing. Va ikkalasidan nechta non-native borligini yozing. That's it. Bro. Totalni eslatmang umuman. Total, you don't need to mention it. Bu kerak emas. Birinchi videoni ko'ring. Please. This one was bad. I didn't like it. So 5 overall. Asal Khan, the given line graph provides information about the percentage of female parliamentarians in the selection of European nations between 2000 and 2012. Overall, it's clear from the proportion of women in national parliaments increased in all countries shown. Asal Khan, o'z yozmagansiz. This one is AI generated. O'z yozmagansiz. No. Asal Khan, men yozishingizni bilaman. I know. Ikkinchisi ham o'z yozmagansiz. The provide table demonstrates information about 6 languages that have the highest number of native speakers as well as the number of people who speak them. No, sister. This is counting both native and non-native income. Nah, bro. Siz bilan alohida gaplashamiz, Sulxon. Sizni jazg'alaymiz. Farzod, the table below illustrates information about languages spoken by the largest numbers of native speakers. Overall, Mandarin Chinese has the highest number of native and total speakers, whereas Portuguese has the lowest. Mandarin Chinese has the largest number of native speakers with 900 million, and Hindi comes second with 370. Good job. In terms of additional speakers, English has the largest number with 603 million more than Mandarin Chinese. No, with 603 million natives, while Mandarin has 190 million deshish kerak. Nimaga bu yerda taqqoslayapsiz? Keyin unda 600 millionga ko'proq emas, bu yerda 500 millionga ko'p, даже 400 millionga ko'proq non-native'lar bor ingliz tilida. Nimaga nisbatan Mandarin Chinese bilan nimaga unday taqqoslayapsiz? 600 millionga ko'proq deb, I don't know. And Hindi with 120. In contrast, Portuguese has the smallest number of additional speakers with 10 million. Regarding total speakers, not total speakers, total number of speakers. Iltimos totalni eslatmanglar. Men sizlarga aytdim. Oldingi videolarimni ko'rib chiqing bitta. Aytganman. Don't use it. Don't, please. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. You have a lot of mistakes, Farzod. Birinchi videoni ko'ring, Farzod. Juda ko'p xato qildim. Farzod, please. Overall 5.